You was being had. Don't let shit that make you mad.
And welcome to Inside the Seams, the top blog in America for all your baseball opinion needs. Now, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Inside the Seams and like us on Facebook. And on the site, we have just published the column of the week from Connor and JJ, the premier columns in blogs. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel on YouTube, and any questions, check us out via email at insidetheseams@gmail.com. Alright, let's get started. You Darvish worth the money, Connor, or not?
Absolutely not. You can't pay a guy $56 million when you've never really seen a pitch. You look at some of the highlights, these Japanese players are swinging and missing at fastballs right down the middle. That's not going to work in the MLB. Curveball doesn't have a whole lot of break. I just don't see all the potential that everyone else sees in this guy. Definitely some other guys in free agency, much more viable options than you, Darvish.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I don't doubt he's not a good pitcher. I don't doubt he would be a good bullpen guy. I don't doubt he wouldn't be a good 3 guy. I just don't see him being worth the investment that they put in him. I'm not saying he wouldn't be successful. I'm just saying he's not the guy everyone thinks he is. And our next question, who will have the best offense in the American League?
Well, first of all, you got to look to the Yankees. They have the money. They spend the money on the stars, Cano, Teixeira, A-Rod. They still have all those guys. They're always going to be in contention for the best offense. Their lineup's just stacked. What about you?
For the NL, I'm going to have to say, look no farther than your Miami Marlins. I'm not saying they're going to be your Bronx Bombers or anything. I'm just saying they're going to come out day to day, and put up the numbers that the fans and everybody wants to see them put up. They're going to put up, I'm thinking like 4 or 5 a game, enough to keep their people in the game. They're going to be able to win games this year. I see them maybe taking a wild card. I think it's going to be a competitive NL East, but I do think the NL East is going to take the wild card. Therefore, I'm going to have to say my Miami Marlins are the best in the NL.
Back to the AL, best offenses, you got to look at the Tigers. They do have a lot of potential in that offense. Victor Martinez is a huge, huge loss. So it's going to all depend on how they do with that loss and dealing with it.
All right, next question. Who will have the best starting rotation in the American League, Connor?
You got to look in the American League. There's a couple teams. I mean, the Tigers, they do have some questions in that rotation. Porcello's been up and down. We still don't know what we're going to get out of Scherzer. They have Verlander. So that's a rotation that has a great potential to be a powerful rotation in the AL, but only time will tell about that rotation.
Okay, Connor. For me, in the NL, I'm going to have to say, look no further than the Philadelphia Phillies. You look at this team, you got Blanton, a 3 guy in every rotation in baseball but his own, the number 5 guy. You got to look at him, you say, there's no one who's going to beat these guys. You know, the only thing that will stop these guys are injuries and, something, like the impossible of these guys losing, some sort of authority on the mound. These guys are going to be untouchable. Find them in the NLCS this year. These guys are great.
Yeah, 85-90% of their games they're going to have the pitching edge. I mean, you can't beat that.
Right. I mean, you give them that advantage. They have an advantage over every team in the league. You got to put in the wins column. The only problem is going to be their hitting. With that midseason pickup of Hunter Pence, I see no problems. All right, our next question. Who will have the best bullpen in the AL?
You can look at the Yankees. They don't have a whole lot in the 6th and 7th inning. Good setup guy, and you can never go wrong with Mariano Rivera. You can also look at the Tigers, Valverde, Benoit. Those guys are almost always lights out. A little bit of issues in the 6th and 7th inning, though. But if you can make it to the 8th inning with the lead and you're the Tigers, you're going to win 99% of those games. What about you, NL?
I'm going to have to say... Again, I'm going to have to say the Miami Marlins. You got some big pickups starting pitching-wise. I mean, you get Carlos Zambrano. You get Mark Burley, and you also get Heath Bell in this bullpen. I cannot tell you how much this is going to do with the new stadium and everything. I think they're going to really come out and show everybody who's boss this year. I'm going to have to say the Miami Marlins on this one. Great job by their GM this year.
Yeah, outstanding with some of their pickups. Unbelievable. Great.
And the next question, who will have... Oh, why is the MLB constantly losing fans?
Well, we're going to start out with ticket prices. I mean, go back to the 1920s, 30s, 40s, 50s. $4 to go to a game. That's when the MLB was in its prime. Obviously, you can't sell tickets for $4 anymore, but you don't need to be spending $100 a ticket. I mean, these clubs have millions of dollars. Let's just get some fans at the games. Come on.
I mean, I say, they're not getting any fans during the week anyway, unless you're, World Series team year after year. You're looking at, like, Yankees, they're going to sell out day after day. But you look at some of these smaller market teams, and during the week, they're actually better off just handing out tickets than what they're doing there. I mean, giving that environment, I say middle of the week games, you got to really lower those prices, $10 or so, outfield seats. Really just give these kids a chance to see baseball. I mean, that's going to increase your merchandise sales. It's just going to be a great way to help out the community, and I just don't see why we don't do anything like that. Or we could go back to the olden days when they do double headers for the price of one. You go to places like Fenway where they still keep, $10 ticket for the cheapest ticket. There's like $10. It's great.
Yeah, with the economy the way it is, you can't be selling tickets for $100. Let's get our fans back interested in baseball, because that's the way it should be in America. We should be selling out every single baseball game of the year with reasonable prices, and that's just the way it should be. Restore order in America.
The audience that the MLB is targeting isn't the audience that, with the prices that they're targeting, isn't the audience that's going to give them the interest they're looking for in the level that they're going for. Okay, our next question's, about the games being unintense and boring. What do you have to say about that, Connor?
Well, I mean, you watch the first inning, take a nap, watch the ninth inning, check out JJ's column about keeping score for that reference. I mean, you look at, they're just boring. There's no intensity. Guys jog to first base. There needs to be some way to make these games more meaningful, keep people coming to the games, make them interesting, have people enjoy watching the fourth, fifth, sixth innings. Those are the innings we got to get more people watching.
I know I sound like a face in the crowd, but I definitely think, there's pitchers coming out there spending 10, 15 minutes just walking around the mound. Something needs to be done. The interest of baseball is at risk. The World Series this year was at an all-time low. Something needs to be done.
Right. You can't have an hour and a half long game take 3 or 4 hours. Okay, you need to speed things up, make things interesting. Why do we like football? It's fast moving. Why do we like basketball? Up and down the court, fast. Why is baseball losing interest? It's extremely slow. We got to find a way to speed up the game in any way possible.
I mean, MLB knows about this issue. They've done things like, for instance, this year they've made the I don't know if it's insured yet, but they've proposed the idea of having the new playoff system where there'll be another wild card, and the wild cards will play each other in a one-game playoff. I'm not saying I like that idea, but it will get the TV ratings up.
It's going to add intensity to the games.
But I don't see how that's going to help the regular season. They have to do something to make that middle of the season more intense. I mean, maybe even something like the minor leagues do. I know here the minor leagues do, like, at half season, the first place teams make the playoffs. I don't know if they need to do something like that. Who knows? Because, again, viewership's been down. But that would definitely be something that would help. They just need interest. And that will do it for today here at Inside the Seams.
Make sure to check out our Twitter and Facebook pages, Columns of the Week. Subscribe. Any questions, www.insidetheseams@gmail.com. Check out the official blog, www.insidetheseam.blogspot.com. Your number one spot for MLB opinion.
Check it out, subscribe, and tell a friend. See you guys later. Have a good one.